Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Nelly. Cornell Iral Haynes Jr., known professionally as Nelly, is an American rapper, singer, songwriter, entrepreneur, investor, and occasional actor from St. Louis, Missouri. Nelly embarked on his music career with Midwest hip-hop group Street Lunatics in 1993 and signed to Universal Records in 1999. Under Universal, Nelly began his solo career in the year 2000 with his debut album Country Grammar, of which the title track was a top 10 hit. The album debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200 and went on to peak at number 1. Country Grammar is Nelly's best-selling album to date, selling over 8.4 million copies in the United States. His following album, Nellyville, produced the number 1 hits Hot in Herre and Dilemma. Other singles included Work It, Air Force One's Pimp Juice, and, with the same day, dual release of Sweatsuit and the compilation Sweatsuit. Nelly continued to generate many chart-topping hits. Sweat debuted at number 2 on the US Billboard 200 chart, selling 342,000 copies in its first week. On the same week of release, Suit debuted at number 1, selling around 396,000 copies in its first week on the same chart. Nelly's fifth studio album, Brass Knuckles, was released on September 16, 2008 after several delays. It produced the singles Party People, Stepped on My J.Z. and Body on Me. In 2010, Nelly released the album 5.0. The lead single, Just a Dream, was certified triple platinum in the United States. It also included the singles Move That Body and Gone. Nelly won Grammy Awards in 2003 and 2004, and had a supporting role in the 2005 remake film The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler and Chris Rock. He has 2 clothing lines, Vocal and Apple Bottoms. He has been referred to by Peter Shapiro as one of the biggest stars of the new millennium. And the RIAA ranks Nelly as the 4th best-selling rap artist in American music history, with 21 million albums sold in the United States. On December 11, 2009, Billboard ranked Nelly the number 3 top artist of the decade. 1974, 2000. Early life and career beginnings. Nelly was born in Austin, Texas, where his father was serving in the Air Force. When he was 7, his parents divorced. Nelly moved with his mother from St. Louis to University City, Missouri as a teenager. While still in high school, Nelly formed the St. Lunatics, a hip-hop group who enjoyed local popularity with their single Gimme What Ya Got. Nelly decided to go solo after a major record deal failed to appear. He was signed to Universal Music Group by A. When he was first signed, with the feedback he received from his colleagues on the rapper's music being extraordinarily negative. Nelly was unusual for being a rapper from the Midwest at a time when the hip-hop scenes were centered around the East Coast, West Coast, and the South. The label used this to their advantage by branding Nelly as a star of the Midwest, hoping to inspire pride in the people of St. Louis and the surrounding region. Nelly was signed with Street Lunatics. Kevin Law and Country from Faux Real Entertainment decided to do a solo record with Nelly first, and then return to St. Lunatics the following year. 2003, breakthrough with Country Grammar and Nellyville. The label released his debut album Country Grammar in 2000. The success of its title track as a single led to the album debuting at number 3 in the Billboard 200 in the US. Other singles from the album included E.I., Ride With Me featuring City Spud, and Batter Up featuring the Street Lunatics. The album was certified 9 times platinum by the RIAA on April 27, 2004. In 2002, Nelly's second album Nellyville was released, debuting at number 1 on Billboard's Top 200 Music Albums. Its lead single Hot in Herre was a number 1 hit. Other singles included Dilemma featuring Kelly Rowland with over 76 million records sold worldwide, Work It featuring Justin Timberlake, Air Force Ones featuring Murphy Lee and The Street, Lunatics, Pimp Juice, and this album was highly successful, and was certified 6x multi-platinum on June 27, 2003. Hot in Herre won the Grammy Award for Best Male Rap Solo Performance in 2003. In 2003, Nelly released Artistry versions, The Reinvention. It featured the hit single As You, from the soundtrack to Walt Disney's The Haunted Mansion. The music video of a Tip Drill remix became a source of controversy due to perceptions of misogynistic depictions of women. The controversy forced Nelly to cancel an appearance at a bone marrow drive at Spelman College, an historically black college in Atlanta, Georgia. Similar claims of misogyny also surrounded Nelly's single Pimp Juice. RIAA have certified the album platinum for the Bad Boys 2 soundtrack album. Nelly contributed the single Shake Ya Tail Feather featuring Diddy and Murphy Lee. Another number 1 hit, Shake Ya Tail Feather, won the 2004 Grammy Award for Best Rap Performance by a duo or group. 2004-08, continued success, Sweatsuit and Brass Knuckles. On September 14, 2004, Nelly released 2 albums, Sweat and Suit. Suit and R debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Albums chart, and Sweat, a rap-oriented album, debuted at number 2. From Suit, the slow ballad Over and Over, an unlikely duet with country music star Tim McGraw, became a crossover hit. On the 2004 NBC television concert special, Tim McGraw, Here and Now McGraw, and Nelly performed the song. A feud with another St. Louis-based rapper, Chingy, came up near the end of the year. Tsunami Aid, a concert for hope, a 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake benefit concert special produced by NBC, featured Nelly. In the winter of 2005 came Sweatsuit, a compilation of tracks from Sweat and Suit, with 3 new tracks. Grills, produced by Jermaine Dupri, was a number 1 hit. To date, both albums have sold over 5 million units in the United States. Brass Knuckles was released on September 16, 2008, after several delays. Initial release dates for the album targeted October 16 and November 13. Its original lead single was What's Ya Name, a ballad-oriented track produced by Ron Nephew Fm Star and sampling the piano riff from All My Life by KC. To be on Brass Knuckles, Nelly recorded Party People featuring Fergie and produced Bipolar Da Don, which turned out to be his first official single off the album. Stepped on My J.Z. was the next single, produced by Jermaine Dupri and featuring Dupri and Sierra. Following that was Body on Me, produced by Akon and featuring Akon and Ashanti. Nelly appeared on Rick Ross's third single Here I Am, which also featured label mate Avery Storm. 2009-10, Collaborations and 5.0. In the summer of 2009, Nelly made a public announcement in Las Vegas about the yet-to-be-titled album. In October 2009, Nelly did an interview with SOHH.com and said that the album was going to be released sometime in 2010. In an interview with Semtex TV, Nelly told reporters that he planned to release the album under the name Nelly. In April 2010, Nelly's cousin Michael Johnson was murdered in Missouri. Nelly said that he delayed releasing the album because of this. Guests featured on the album were T-Pain, Chris Brown, Akon, Plies, T.I., Kelly Rowland, Birdman, DJ Khaled, Avery Storm, and Diddy. Dirty Money. In May 2010, Nelly confirmed that the title of the album was 5.0. The album was released on November 16, 2010. The album's lead single, Just a Dream, was released on August 17, 2010 through iTunes along with the promotional single, Tippin' in Dark Club. The two songs were released to mainstream and rhythm crossover radio on August 10, 2010. Just a Dream made its first chart appearance, debuting on the US Billboard Hot 100 at number 12 and peaking at number 3 in its fourth week. The song also debuted at number 3 on the Billboard Digital Songs chart, selling 888,000 downloads in its first week. Just a Dream is Nelly's highest charting song since his 2005 single Grills, and debuted at number 7 on the Billboard Rap Songs. The song entered the Canadian Hot 100 in August 2010. At number 32, it debuted in Australia on the singles chart at number 3, in New Zealand singles charts at number 29, and in Switzerland at number 52. The second single, Move That Body, which features T-Pain and Akon, was released on October 12, 2010. The song made its first chart appearance, debuting on the US Billboard Hot 100 at number 54, and has reached a current peak at number 29 in Australia. Nelly is featured on the second single, by singer Mohombi, entitled Miss Me, produced by Redone. On November 13, 2010, Nelly appeared on the Pacquiao vs. Margarito pay-per-view at the Cowboys Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Gone is the sequel to Nelly's 2002 worldwide #1 single Dilemma, also with Roland, and serves as third single from Nelly's album 2011-2014 MO. In the next, Fame Is at Your Doorstep. In June 2011, Pitbull released a song off the deluxe version of the album Planet Pit featuring Nelly, titled My Kinda Girl. In December 2011, Nelly released his first ever official solo mixtape, entitled OEMO, which stands for On Everything Mo. The mixtape features guest appearances from T.I., 2 Chainz, BEI, Major Street, Lunatics and more. In August 2012, Nelly became a coach on the CW television network's new show The Next, Fame Is at Your Doorstep, along with Gloria Estefan, John Rich and Joe Jonas. Nelly released his second mixtape, entitled Scorpio Season, on November 2, 2012. In February 2013, Nelly released Hey Portia, the lead single from his seventh studio album MO. The song peaked at number 42 on the Billboard Hot 100 and hit the top 10 in Australia, Ireland, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom. In April 2013, a remix of Cruise, the breakthrough single of country music duo Florida Georgia Line featuring Nelly, was released. Nelly's next single, Get Like Me, featuring Nicki Minaj and Pharrell, was released on iTunes July 2, 2013. The album MO was released on September 30, 2013 by Republic Records. 2014-present, TV series and upcoming 8th studio album. As of 2015, Nelly currently stars in his own TV show Nellyville, which began airing November 2014, and finished airing its second season. The series airs on BET and is about Nelly's music and acting career and raising his 4 kids. On August 6, 2015, Nelly premiered a new single titled The Fix, was released to retailers August 14, 2015 on his label he started called Records. In an interview with Big Boy on 92.3, Nelly stated there may or may not be a new album following his new music, film and television career. Nelly's film debut came in 2001 in the independent film Snipes, playing a famous rapper named Prolific. His big movie role came in the 2005 remake of The Longest Yard starring Adam Sandler and Chris Rock. The movie's soundtrack includes his songs Airtime and Fly Away. in June 2008. In an interview with Kiwi Box, Nelly revealed that he is reluctant to continue his acting career, noting that he does not want to take away from the culture of acting. In 2008 and 2009, Nelly appeared in episodes of the CBS crime drama CSI: NY. In 2011, he made a cameo appearance on 90,210. He played Officer Glenn Donner in the 2014 thriller film A Fall from Grace. In November 2014, Nelly aired his own TV show titled Nellyville, based off the title of his second studio album, which is about his career and raising his 4 kids. The show finished airing its second season. Artistry. Nelly's rapping style has been described by Peter Shapiro as using unforgettable hooks based on schoolyard songs, double Dutch chants and nonsense rhymes, and has a Missouri twang. All music suggests Nelly's style is based largely on where he comes from. Nelly's locale certainly informs his rapping style, which is as much country as urban, and his dialect as well, which is as much southern drawl as Midwestern twang. Nelly explains his method of writing in the book How to Rap, describing how he freestyles most of the lyrics before going back over them to make it a little tighter. He generally writes in the studio rather than at home. He normally comes up with a chorus for a song before writing the verses, and he likes to write to the music he will be rapping over. All music also notes his tongue-twisting hooks, which are also often sung rather than rapped. Other ventures. Nike and Nelly agreed on a 1-year deal in 2003 to release a limited edition sneaker called the Artistry, which was a retro remake of Charles Barkley's signature sneaker. Nelly later signed a shoe deal with Reebok. Nelly has done ads for Got Milk and the Ford Motor Company. His energy drink Pimp Juice sold 1 million cans during the first 2 months after its introduction in August 2003, and was criticized for its name by black consumer activists. Nelly owns Apple Bottoms, a female clothing line and vocal, which caters to men. He was one of the owners of the Charlotte Bobcats along with Robert L. Johnson and Michael Jordan until Jordan became the new owner in March 2010. Nelly has played the main event at the 2007 World Series of Poker. He has also played the PokerStars European Poker Tour and PokerStars Caribbean Adventure. In August 2010, Nelly started a temporary stint as the afternoon host on WHHL Hot 104.1 in St. Louis. He is taking the place of regular PM Drive personality Stacey Static, who is on pregnancy leave. In September 2010, Nelly released a fitness DVD entitled Celebrity Sweat, walking viewers through various exercises and weight training techniques. In 2011, Nelly and Vaterot College worked together to found the Extreme Institute by Nelly, which is a music production school in the heart of St. Louis. In 2015, Nelly teamed up with Mike and Eye Candy after a halt in collaborating a year earlier. He and the owners of Mike and Ike released a movie trailer the same day titled The Return of Mike and Ike, describing the split and reunion. Philanthropy. Nelly runs the non-profit organization For Show for Kids Foundation. The Justice for Jackie campaign began in March 2003 by Nelly and his sister Jackie Donahue after Donahue was diagnosed with leukemia. The campaign attempts to educate African Americans and other minorities about the need for bone marrow transplants and to register more donors. Donahue lost her battle with leukemia on March 24, 2005, almost 2 years after the campaign began. In 2010, Nelly endorsed a Something's Tackle Hunger campaign. In a public service announcement he filmed for the cause, Nelly challenged teens to fight hunger by collecting 1 million pounds of food for the holiday season. misdemeanor drug offense conviction, 2015. In April 2015, the Tennessee Highway Patrol conducted a traffic stop of Nelly's Bravo tour bus because of non-conforming U.S. Department of Transportation and International Fuel Tax Association stickers. Nelly was one of 6 people on board. After a state trooper said that he smelled marijuana, the troopers searched the bus and said that they found drug paraphernalia and marijuana, as well as a substance that they initially believed to be methamphetamine and several handguns. Nelly was initially booked into the Putnam County Jail and was released on bail. Nelly was initially charged with felony drug possession, simple possession of marijuana, and possession of drug paraphernalia. However, after further testing proved that the seized substance was not methamphetamine, the felony charge was dropped. In December 2015, the case was resolved when Nelly pleaded guilty to misdemeanor possession of marijuana and misdemeanor possession of drug paraphernalia, and was sentenced to 1 year of probation. Nelly entered a diversion program, in which the misdemeanor convictions were cleared from his record after 11 months. Rape arrest, 2017. On October 7, 2017, Nelly was arrested in Auburn, Washington outside Seattle, on suspicion of second-degree rape after a woman alleged that he invited her onto his tour bus earlier that morning and raped her. Nelly was booked into a Des Moines, Washington jail and released from custody without charge. Nelly denied wrongdoing. His attorney said that the accusation was clearly false. Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Would you like to know more?